What is up, guys? Sente here, and this video sort of just happened quite naturally because it's a weakness that I have a lot, and I want to sort of bring it to you guys because I am sure that a lot of you have the same weakness, and there's a few causes, and I sort of want to go through what those causes are, how to fix them, and sort of what to be aware of when you play your games. The subject of this video is on turning points in a game. And by turning points, I mean a lot of times in Go, you have a chance to gain a small advantage or gain a really big advantage that is a game-winning advantage. This choice often makes Q players choose the latter choice, which is I have a way that if I win this fight, I will win the game and it'll be over in like 10 moves or so. Versus this is good enough. It's still close, but if I get these few forcing moves and play normally from here on out, I should be able to win the game, or have a better shot at winning the game. I tend to always choose the ultimatum variations that say, I am going to either lose this fight and lose the game, or win this fight and win the game, but it'll be decided. I want to show you a very good example of that right now, and we can talk about some ways to sort of catch those moments in your games, read the flow of the game, and really try to train yourself to be more patient and Go. So I was playing white in this game. Black played here. I was able to get some forcing moves and separate his stones, which was great. Staying strong. My shape is not good here. It is not good here, but he has a weak group, so we should be okay. Leans, and he goes here. I follow to get stronger, and then he plays here. So this, for me, this was the turning point. Like, I had a choice right now. I could really go all in and try to get so much profit from this, it doesn't make sense, and I win the game from it, or just kill it. Or I could mind my groups, mind my shape, and get forcing moves later on. So I chose this move, which is the most aggressive move you can do. Caps are the most aggressive moves you can play. If you read the flow, by flow I mean what most likely is going to happen when I play this move, his stones are going to be funneling over in this direction, right? It wouldn't make sense to play stones over here because that's right where all my strength is. So he would go in the path of least resistance, which is over here. Ask myself how strong these stones are, and the answer is not very strong at all. They don't have eye space. They don't have a definite eye yet at all. Pushing it this way is really risky. This makes Go turn into a game of not really reading or skill, but luck. I don't know what's going to happen. It might be really bad, but if this works, hey, it's going to be great, right? You can see that he leans. I go here, keep going. I keep attacking, and then he cuts, which was a great move. I need to protect here, because obviously I'm going all in. He's able to remove my eye and seal me in. I try to work some Aji magic, but unfortunately, this is where the luck comes in, because I didn't read this out. He didn't read this out. Like, it's much more likely for it to work on his end than on my end, and I didn't read out to make sure this worked. Long story short, I was able to get him down to one eye, but then it leaves me open for the cut. And there's just not enough liberties here to do anything. I can never take this point because then I just get captured. So, captured all my stones. Really not a good way to end the game, especially since it was fairly even up until that point and I ended up resigning. So that's what happens when you go to an all or nothing strategy and try to win immediately, right? Go for an immediate win and an immediate attack. And Go is not a game of immediate, instant gratification. That's not what this game is. If you like instant gratification, don't play this game. And we play it like we're expecting instant gratification, which is a lot of reason that we make all these mistakes. This cap is very aggressive, and if you looked at this move, and before I even said anything, oh my gosh, like, this is not a good idea. Great, you're better than I am. if you try to figure out a better direction that's not as severe, but you can still get advantage from it, you can think, okay, my weakest group is here, he's got a weak group here. If I play here, it's pretty forcing. He's going to need to play another move to try to save his group. From here, I can threaten a corner surround, right? I have a few forcing moves on the side, and then I can take this really big point on the bottom. And this is much bigger than you think, because if black doesn't play anything, this move is forcing, and now this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. This is about 19 points. If we go back and we let him get that move, and then we let him get that endgame, now this is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9 points, and he got over 10 points. So it's like over a 20-point swing, that one move. So we can see that if by reading the flow this way, we don't need to kill the thing. We get out, we get our group safe, we take a big point, like so, and we check the score estimator, just for time purposes. It actually says on this board we're ahead by 30 points. Now, that's very rough, right? It's not counting any of the top. It's really not counting any of the corner. But we've got forcing moves. Got a lot of forcing moves in the corner. In fact, we could even do this. And that's a good amount of points. We have really good endgame over here. Great endgame over there. That's all Sente. We have a squeeze here. That's really good. And like I said, if we get this point, then we're also threatening this move, which is really great endgame. Not to mention we have this endgame, which is also really big. So there's a lot of ways to just rip points away from this position in the endgame as white. And if I looked at that and thought about that, and not tried to just end the game right away because I was insecure about the position, I just wanted it to be decided, if I just had a little more patience, the game might have been a very different story. So for me, this sort of choice happens when I have a weak group that I'm attacking. When I have a weak group that I'm attacking, I kind of go insane, and tend to overextend myself for the attack, and don't actually think about how I'm profiting. Now that I know that, I'm going to be much more aware about it, and I'm going to try to have more patience in my games, because patience is a huge thing. You need to have the patience to understand that this is a game of patience and slow gains, and a lot of times you need to play normally and not hyper-aggressive, and you should be okay. Might happen in different situations for you. Maybe you do it when you've got a weak group and you're running, and you just want it to be decided already, so you counterattack with your weak group, and then you get into a fight that decides the whole game, and a lot of times you lose. So there's a lot of different ways this can go, but I just thought I'd make this video quickly to highlight a very, very potent example of that happening in my games. This is way, 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 way too aggressive. It's just not going to work. Black doesn't even need to do anything that crazy. He just needs to escape over this way. And now all of those points that I was making in the other variation, potential points over here, disappear because I'm funneling into that area. Instead of making him just occupy endgame points that aren't worth anything, I'm actively pushing him towards a place where I could have made territory, so I can't make that anymore. So go through this video again a few more times, go through the moves, and understand how a few simple forcing moves and endgame can really solidify a win, even though it feels close at the time, and you really don't need to go insane and try to go for an all-or-nothing kill. I thought this was just a really useful game, and I hope you learned something from it. Good luck in your games, and I hope to see you all later at some point. Definitely check out all my websites and stuff. Link is in the description below. Check me out on Twitch. On Thursdays, I usually stream for an hour or two, if I can find the time. So that's always fun as well. So, till next time, see ya.